I see that, Masood. That's right. That's right. We stick up for each other.
Of course, man.
You're talking with the intro. Hello. How you doing? Welcome to Rivals.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hello. Did you like our new intro?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, intro definitely hype.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yo.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Wandering DM for hooking us up with that. Because definitely feels good to have an intro back.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, yeah. So hey everybody, welcome to Rivals, season 7, episode 5, halfway point of the season. So we're going to go around the table and everybody introduce like your characters or your pronouns and all that good stuff. Starting with Tanya.
Hey, I'm Tanya, Cypher here. My character is Celisa Storio, your ever grumpy and one of a bath paladin. Both Celisa's and mine pronouns are she, her.
Hi, everybody. I am Brandon Stennis. I will be playing Ren Leadon today. Both pronouns for me and Ren are he, him.
Hello, everybody. I am LaTia Bryant playing your punchy monk bird Dahani, and both Dahani and my pronouns are she, her.
Hey, y'all. It's Masood Haque. I'll be playing your favorite financially responsible rock gnome druid, Gazric Namred, and both him and my pronouns are he, him.
Hey, and I am Shareef Jackson. My pronouns are he, him. I'll be your DM, and also occasionally, not yet, but occasionally playing Shaka, the Tiefling Warlock, as you might have seen in previous seasons. All right, cool. So, how's everybody doing? Just like a little check-in. How are y'all doing? Yeah,
It's stormy.
It's stormy.
Yeah, really bad.
Okay.
I'm doing
good.
Yeah.
Besides that, doing okay. I'm kind of in a toss-up. Yesterday, I went on a socially distant picnic with some of my friends, and it was delightful. Like, we set up our blankets across from one another and had it all. It was a good time. And then I woke up today covered in like mosquito bites. So I'm a little uncomfortable, but also like nostalgic of a day that was just 24 hours ago. So yeah.
That's like, you know what? It's actually, to me, it's preferable to not notice the bites until the next day.
For sure.
Because you enjoy the time, you know.
This struggle that I have is I am hyper allergic to all insects, which
Oh, no.
basically means
my God.
it's not like life threatening, but every bug I have a more pronounced reaction to. So like they're like golf ball sized is kind of like what the bites look like.
No.
Oh. Awesome, great story.
Now you know more about me.
Remind me not to ask you ever again.
No. I just got bummers. I just got buzzkill stories on deck. Don't you worry.
Anyone else have any injuries they want to?
No injuries for me.
Any infections? Any infections?
No.
Probably in game though, but not in real life yet.
Yeah, no, I have been bit by a bunch of mosquitoes as well because I've just started seeing some tutoring clients in person if we like wear masks and socially distance and all that, and yeah, those mosquitoes are hitting, man, because they're not seeing as many people outside, so when they see somebody outside, they're like, "Yo,
We gotta eat.
what up?" All right, so let's talk about some of the people that help us do what we do. So first. I will scroll over to my sheet. Okay. First is D&D Beyond. We do our digital character sheets. We have some source books and all that good stuff at dndbeyond.com. Also their fabulous dice rolling as well. And if you are in the live chat, which we do, if you are watching on a Twitch, then obviously you are in the chat. If you are listening at either the audio podcast or the YouTube video, make sure that you're here on us on Sundays at noon Central because we do give away source books from D&D Beyond. So make sure to check that out. If you are in the chat, you should see a entry code shortly that you'll be able to enter in. Our dice trays and vaults are provided by Wormwood Gaming, WYRM Wood Gaming. And if you use the code RIVALS, you'll get free domestic shipping on your products there at wormwoodgaming.com. Our dice are provided by Level Up Dice. We are part Level Up. We are part of a Diceomancy program where we get points if you purchase things by using the not the code at the link bit.ly/LUD Rivals of Waterdeep. Help us level up and get things, and then hopefully raffle those things back off to the community, which would be awesome. Our physical notebooks are provided by the Rook and the Raven. So if you want to write things down, have that tangible stuff, on there, go to therookandtheraven.com and use the code RIVALS for 15% off. If you want to use minis in your campaign, minified versions of yourself, go to Eldridge Foundry at eldridge-foundry.com. Use the code RIVALSDND for 10% off. And our newest people, Stormcrow. If you want to make sure that it is storming outside, and there are probably crows outside, so this is the perfect time for you to go to. How are you doing that? That was fantastic. That was context clues. That was incredible. This is called group cohesion. Yeah, if you go to shop.stormcrow.com, there's a bunch of merch, and if you use the code RIVALS, you will get 15% off of your order there. They actually sent this pretty cool face mask, which I know is kind of hard to see on the camera, but you can never have too many face masks, basically. With stuff going down there.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, and like it's the first one that I have that like attaches to the ears. I don't have that many that attach to the ears, and my ears are not huge, but they're fairly sized. They're fairly sized and they fit comfortable. So I do have a big nose though, and it like fits the big ears and the nose. So all my big ear, big nose fam out there, y'all can still wear masks, represent. All right, so let's go into a short recap of what occurred in our previous episode. So previously on Rivals of Waterdeep. Whoosh. All right. So who wants to chime in on what happened in season 7, episode 4?
Rain killed a man.
Start there. Let's start there. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's a good place to start. I mean, usually
cold blood.
So usually, like the rivals, we get down with battle if it's self-defense or we're being attacked, right, by someone, or we're defending ourselves. Ren, were either of these things true when you slaughtered someone in the middle of the street?
I will plead the fifth on that one, sir.
Okay. Okay. Well. As your court-appointed lawyer, I will share with the audience because I mean you're not sharing, so you're technically not complicit, but I am sharing that you and Duo like decided to be bounty hunters. So y'all went out. Duo had like a bag of like weapons. Someone accused him of stealing the weapons and started to run toward you. You were holding 3 weapons with 2 hands, which was pretty great. And then you had a mace, and you just tossed that mace. You got a nice roll on it, but really, if you did anything but crit fail, like it was gonna hit this poor defensive like civilian. And yeah,
Was he defensive though? Like, was he like innocent? We can't say that for sure.
I mean, he might have some stuff in his background. I mean, we don't know. I mean, like, actually, yeah, maybe Ren had a sixth sense. Like, I think this guy is is like runs the underworld of Waterdeep or something. So I'll give you that. Maybe you had a in your mind, like you rolled insight and you saw that this person really was like deplorable, and you were like, make this safe for Waterdeep. Yeah. So that like happened. Y'all got arrested, but then you quickly found out that either these were really bad guards or they were not really guards, because they tried to take you in an alley and basically take both of y'all out. So then you had to defend yourselves, and you had a short little battle, and then our favorite cloak friend showed up, and teleported you to where everyone else was. Where was everyone else?
Celise was having a crisis of conscience on whether to kill Zaraj or not.
Yeah. So we reintroduced a character that has not been on Rivals since, I believe, season 2. I think
2 or 3.
And I did 3, and I definitely didn't have Zaraj. So I think it was Carlos's last season. Season 2 was the last time we saw him. So it's been 5 seasons since we saw Zaraj. A little bit of a background for the folks if not familiar. So like Zaraj is like a assassin in like Waterdeep. He's like a part of the Black Network, and we previously worked with him. He like helped to like train us and like kind of like get us up to speed on the city. But we later found out that he was responsible for the death of Sleece's wife many years ago, because he's been kind of a bad dude for a long time. Actually, I'll say we come across him because we follow the cloak dude out of the manor, right? And then we see kind of like this like abandoned thing. He puts a clock on it with the time at 6 o'clock, which we previously said had like was kind of linked to like Celice's shield. So because that clock was there, like Celise was able to go into this abandoned place, very deftly go down the stairs without falling through, while like Masood, sorry, not Masood, while Gazrick had a rope like around her, and we find a very sickly Zaraj down there. Yeah, and he kind of proposed a bit of a deal. He was kind of like, look, like there's stuff going on. Will you, help me save the city? And so, well, we're still not sure exactly what's going to happen. It's like Celise might have been tilted to do this at least temporarily, like a temporary alliance. But like she did say, like, I will have your head, after this is done. So we'll have to see how that plays out. How long can this alliance last?
We'll see.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. Anything else, guys?
I forget. Am I still in jail? No, I got away, right? Okay.
No. I pulled you through the magical clock portal to the rest of us.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yeah, because like you just like reached your hand through, and then like Dahani like just like saw this, you know, like hand with gold rings on it,
Disembodied
and she pulled on it, and you flew through. So like now it's just everybody in this room with like a Zaraj, and you did notice that there's a bunch of like other figures kind of like in the shadows. Because like you're in like a pretty big room, but you've only lit kind of like the middle part of it. So like you haven't seen like the walls or anything, but you have a sense that like there's, you know, a large amount of people here. And even though Gazrick has like dark vision, he couldn't quite see exactly who they were, which means that you can tell it's some kind of magical darkness. Like it's not just like regular, like the lights are off kind of like darkness. So yeah, so far we have just as a thing that you might want to keep in mind, so far we have Duo 3 o'clock, Celise 6 o'clock, and then at the end when when a Ren first tried to walk through the door, he tried to walk through after we're set to Duo's time, which was 3. Yeah, and he smacked his nose against the wall. And then the cloak dude set it to 9 o'clock, and Brandon was able to go through. So we have numbers for Duo, Celise, and Ren at this point, and they all seem connected to being able to traverse through objects. So, all right, are we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that.
You're such a weirdo, but we still like you.
I am very weird. I am very weird.
Oops, sorry.
But like I accept it. You know, I accept it. All right. So we're gonna start. You know, right in this big room. So everyone's in here. The whole party, including Duo. Zaraj is like kind of like sitting up front at this point, so like he's been able to get to like sit upright, even though Celise, I believe, was choking him at one point, or and like I put her sword up to his neck or his face. You know, yeah. So, but like he's like not like laying down anymore. And he basically he looks at Celise and he says, so are we able to put this behind us for just a little while, and then we can handle what we have to handle?
It will never be truly behind me. And the minute you step out of line, you and I and my sword are going to have a talk.
I don't doubt that. I relish that. But
say that now.
But I know that my love for this city knows no bounds, and if it means I need to return out of the shadows, I will. You know, as he's saying this, all of you start to feel, you know, all of you basically perceive that there's like a large amount of like a people that are starting to come into view, basically. And they're all kind of like shrouded, like you can't really see exactly what they look like in terms of their facial features, but like they're all like various heights, and they all have like various kinds of weapons. They don't look aggressive, but they definitely look like they are, they're like, what's going on here, right? And then like Zaraj says, the Black Network is small, but we still maintain a presence. As a matter of fact, and then he looks over to one person who, the best I can describe this person is they kind of look like Link from The Legend of Zelda. blonde, like long blonde hair, um, pretty fair skin, elf ears. You can tell that he is either an elf or like half elf. He has like a blue armor on, over like a green like a tunic, brown boots, and like a sword on his back. Like he definitely looks like as a matter of fact, when I show you the like character art, you will be like, this is like, um, you know, and he basically he like turns to y'all and he kind of like bows and he says, "Devil Star Song at your service."
Thought he was just gonna say,
Yes. That's just all he talks in. Yeah. So anyone have a response to this pretty, pretty good looking individual just out here?
"Can you give me his name one more time?"
The lady asked me to repeat my name, so I will do it again. So he bows again. Devil Star Song at your service.
What kind of name is that?
Well, my name is usually one that not many hear. In the Black Network, we like to work in the, not have ourselves out known a lot, but trust me, my influence is very well known, especially in the Yawning Portal.
With a name like that, I don't know if I would want to know you, to be honest.
How rude.
Celise,
Who is this gentleman? Who is this gentleman? And like he like looks at the rest of y'all.
Celise just turns and gives Rin a really dirty look, like, now is not the time for your mouth. Now is not the time.
His name does not make sense, and I don't think it's a good name. I don't think we should be listening to a person whose
I
name
agree.
is Devil.
Who could just comes and bows? It feels like a threat.
We just came from hell. This man's name is Devil.
Well, it's Devil.
Well, it's better the devil you know, right?
Well, it's. I mean, my name is.
I'm mixing myself out.
I mean, my name is Devil, but yes, I can see the misunderstanding from such a uncouth individual as yourself, as he kind of gestures to Rin, and then he looks at like a Zaraj and like says, "These are the ones that you've told me about. These are the ones that gave you so much trouble, that caused you to leave your position as one of the top assassins in this city." And then at this point, Zaraj is looking at the ground, kind of shaking his head. And then Davil says, "Very well. We think that Waterdeep is worthy of being saved, as we have done for a very long time. Many, I know they're not years, but whatever. We're going to say years. Very many years. And we need your assistance. We are smaller in number, but we definitely need some more seasoned individuals, especially because you can go around and gain access to some places that we don't really want to, because we don't want to show our faces. Also, if you've noticed, there's a bit of a craze about town. There's some other people that are trying to be like you. Well, like we've seen people wandering around that look similar to you, almost like they're playing dress up. It's very strange. I haven't quite seen this in the city before, but you seem to cause quite a stir.
It's unsettling. I don't like it.
All right. Well, yeah, it's a little strange, but it's pretty harmless. I mean, for example, we know that in that haunted manor you've been in, we've had our spies around there, and we've definitely seen a large group of people that appeared to be dressed in various forms of your clothes go into that manor. It was very strange.
Dhani will turn to Celise and Rin and go, Is the manor actually haunted?
No.
It's a legend.
Uh, Duo, he like kind of like tags at at like your clothes. Honey, and he basically says like, I mean, it was haunted, but like I took care of it, so it's not haunted anymore.
Like you took care of Bills? What does that mean? Is a ghost still haunting only different part of the manor? What?
Well, bills are like the ultimate ghosts. You know what I mean? Bills are like the final boss of ghosts.
Mhm.
Okay. Right now, I'm really only being haunted by one ghost, and he wears a cloak, and he seems very, very weird. I mean, he's got to be a ghost, right? I mean, like only I can talk to him. I don't even know if like y'all even see him. Okay, but like I'm being haunted by only one ghost. That's a record for me. But the bills are like another ghost that I got to defeat.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, he like looks at like Duo, and he like kind of kneels down, and he like says, "You're the owner of that manor, I presume. I've seen you on some flyers." He pulls out a bottle of the Shirley Temple bottle that has like the logo with Duo's face on it, and he basically says, "I've also seen you on these bottles." And Duo kind of like kind of like does like a yes, like a Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods fist pump at being acknowledged, as something other than a screw up, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Davil, he like says, okay, well, if Zaraj is okay with it, I guess we can proceed. Please, follow me. And like he motions you toward like basically a darkened version of the room. So if you go with him, I believe that like Celise had her torch, so like you'd be able to see as you walk. But as of now, like you can't see where he's motioning to. So what do you do? Do you follow him? You ask more questions? Do you talk to Zaraj some more? What do you do?
Well, did anyone actually heal Zaraj? Because Celise could have, but she really didn't want to.
No, no. He's like sitting up front, but he's clearly like very weakened. I mean, y'all can heal him if you want. I mean, you might get the wrath of of Celise if you do, but okay. Well, I'll say that like Duo, because he's like packed to be a bounty hunter. He does have some healing potions with him, and he like turns to y'all say, "Look, I know that Zaraj has like not been the best guy, but like he looks really bad. Like, should like I give him like one of these potions?"
I might not be the best person to answer that question.
Yeah. He's like looking around. He's mainly actually looking at Ren because Ren's been here for the longest, and like actually has a relationship with Zaraj because Duo does not know if Tahani or Gazrick has even seen Zaraj like before. So like he's looking at Ren because he knows that Ren came to Waterdeep and was training with them and all that stuff. So hey, Ren, I don't really know what to do here. I mean, I can see that like Celise is like mad at him, but like I still feel bad for the guy.
If I were you, I would just follow Celise's lead, or you might not be around much longer.
Oh well, I mean, you don't gotta say it like that. I mean, I'm just looking to help somebody that's a little sick. I mean, he's not gonna do anything. I mean, look at him.
He's done some pretty bad things in the past. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. And he puts the potions away. All right, so Do y'all follow Davil? Do you want to ask more questions of Zaraj or anything?
Well, Dahani is uncomfortable in this basement where she can't see anything, so she would like to leave.
Okay. Anybody else?
I follow behind.
So okay, so like when you say you want to leave, do like you mean you want to follow Davil, which is like deeper into the basement, or like you want to like leave out of the building, like go back up the stairs and leave out of the building?
Oh, well, if Davil is going further in,
Yes. Yeah, he's going further in.
is there? I'm gonna yell ahead. Is there light that way?
Yes, there's light. I mean, we're not savages. There's light.
Okay. I'm gonna confer with my compatriots, and we will either be along or kill you shortly.
What is what he says? Because he couldn't really hear you. He's like, oh, okay.
Celise, she is her sword and turns to Duo. You can give him one potion. One.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. I mean, like, we're trying to help people, right? Like, I mean, like, we got to look beyond some of this stuff.
No. So Celise like leans down because I forget how tall are kobolds again.
He's like maybe like 3 feet, 3 foot, something. Yeah.
So
he's like half your height. Basically.
So she leans down. She's like, "This isn't something that we're gonna forget. This is just so he doesn't die on the way. Are we clear?"
Yeah. I didn't mean to like offend you. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do better. Like, I'm trying to like, like if we fight him, I want to have a fair fight. Like I don't.
Oh no, no one's fighting him but me. Oh, he's going to die.
Okay.
That's guaranteed.
So you want me to waste a potion on somebody that's gonna die?
Duo. This is not.
All right. He's gonna take out a potion and he's gonna give it to Zaraj. Zaraj, he drinks the potion. It's because it's Duo. He didn't pack like a super impactful potion. Like it wasn't like Zaraj is at max health or something. Like, but he definitely looks like a little more. He looks better, right? He like looks like he's like he's moving a little better. He's still sitting upright and like kind of like propping himself up with his arms. So it seems like he, probably can't get up yet, but he's like, he's like looking a little more spry, and like he like looks toward Duo and like acknowledges him, and then he like looks towards like Celise, and then like kind of like he like quickly he like looks away, because he saw like Celise talking to Duo, so he basically has an idea that that he was. That like that like it's not like Duo like he like snuck this to him or anything, so he's kind of like, all right, okay, all right. In the background you see a torch go up, and you see Davil holding a torch, and like he goes, yeah. Sorry. No. Now that's all I can think about is him making link noises, and he like I says, "Follow me."
Yeah. Are we going, everybody?
I guess I'm going. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is Celise going?
Yeah, she's going, but she's basically watching Zaraj like a hawk.
Okay. All right. So as you follow him, Zaraj is staying because he can't really move. So you can watch Zaraj like a hawk, but he's eventually going to fall out of your vision because you're kind of walking away deeper into the basement.
So he can't. So he can't walk or anything.
You haven't seen him walk yet. I mean, you can ask him, but no, you've like only seen him like upright, kind of like, so he's doing better than laying down, which is like when like you first met him.
All right. In that case, I'm going to turn to him and like, aren't you coming?
I wish I could, but I must rest. The only way I could come is if I was carried.
He's real big, isn't he?
He's enormous. He's enormous.
So
I considered it, but no.
And that's because of the injuries he got, or just in general, he's much physically bigger than us?
You don't know yet. But, from your previous encounters, you know that he's like a very large, muscular orc. So like, but like, you also know that he's, he's injured in some way, and he's sick in some way that like you don't really know yet. All you know is that he's like very, very weak. Even like in the way that he talks, like his voice kind of like crackles, and like it like doesn't sound like that stern voice that you've heard in the past. All his movements are kind of creaky, right? Like he looks, and yeah, it looks a little bit better since the potion, but he looks like you've never seen him before.
Okay, then I am going to, as much as I hate it, cast Cure Wounds, because Celise is very sure that if they don't take him with them, that he will just leave. So I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level. And of course, my dice don't want to behave. They're running everywhere. Sorry, the one thing I didn't do before we hit go live was make sure I had dice easily in reach.
Who needs dice for D&D? It's just...
Well, my character sheet didn't update with 3rd level, so it won't be the right amount of dice. So 15, 19, so 21 points back to Zaraj.
Okay, good. Yeah, so he, he kind of like looks like he's getting a surge of energy. Again, he looks at Celise. He kind of like nods his head, like kind of slight nod, and he gets up off the pillar that he was laying on, like that kind of stone slab, and he is walking very slowly, but he is walking, so he is able to follow you, as you're going.
Okay. I bring up the rear because, well, Celise is not going to let her prey out of her sight.
Okay.
So.
All right. You're walking like next to him, behind him?
Not next to him, because Celise doesn't want to actually see his face. But she's basically bringing up the rear on the pretense of guarding the group.
Okay. All right. Where's everybody else? Give me like an order that y'all would be in.
Dahani would have waited for Celise, so that being the case, she'd probably be in front of Zaraj.
Okay. Who wants to be in front with Davil? Either Gazeric, Rin, or if neither of you do, then I'll put Duo in the front.
I think I'll probably be up front. More or less just like, yeah, this dude's weird. I mean, every person that we've met has been weird in some capacity, like in relation to like this cloak or like this movement, but this guy is peculiar. I think, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'll say that like Rin and Brandon, that Rin and Duo are next, and then Dahani, and then Zaraj. Okay. Great. Awesome. Okay. So like imagine that you're walking through like this really dark path where you can't really see that much on the side of you. You definitely can see that you're walking between a group of like people. But the path that is being lit by the torch only lets you see like, in maybe like a 10-foot like circumference, right? So like it's not like you're going in darkness and you can't see directly in front of you. Like you can see like the people in front of you and behind you, like you can see your hands and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like you're like completely pitch black, but like you still like can't tell where in a room you are. Are you going in a tunnel? Or are you going anywhere else, right? But you're walking for a little bit, for like a little bit. Davil is gonna turn to Gazarick and like say, "New to Waterdeep, huh? I haven't seen you around before."
It seems like you would know, but yes, I am new to the area. It's
We know this city. We have been protecting this city unseen. So we know when strangers are about. Just tell me, are you here for good or are you here for ill?
No, I'm here for good. I'm and my goods. I'm a merchant, you see. And
Oh,
so
a
I came.
merchant.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And where do you come from?
No, I'm from Icewind Dale. You may have know of it. It's a,
Icewind Dale. Are you
Mm.
serious?
yes.
You're from that far north. I've heard rumors that it's kind of trapped in a eternal winter.
Yes, the
Yeah.
gods find it funny to curse our home. And so I came here to get a breath of fresh air. Ah, see that?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I'm a roll to see if he understand if he gets that humor.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah. It's just. I'm gonna roll humor. And
Roll for ha ha ha.
yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna roll just like a straight up 20. He wrote a 3.
Okay, that's fair.
So he's gonna look at you and like kind of like his eyes are gonna like go like back and forth, and then he's gonna like continue to go forward because he basically thinks that you just said like you misspoke or something. And he's like, oh, weird Icewind people.
It must have gotten lost in translation. Yeah.
Okay. So he continues walking, and he says like this group here, they've well, like except for the bird one, I haven't seen her before, but the rest of this group we've seen her for like a little bit, and he like leans in and like says, "Tell me, what do you think of them?"
The rivals.
Yes.
Everyone knows the stories, the great accomplishments, the heroic deeds that they have done. Even in my homeland, word has reached of their accomplishments.
Even in Icewind Dale?
I mean, how else would I be here?
Interesting. Now while we know like Waterdeep well, we don't get too far out. Because there's like enough to know here. So I was not aware that.
Well, you'd be surprised how your perspective changes once you leave your home a little. You might learn a lot about the plane and what is available.
Well, unfortunately, I don't get that opportunity. My life is dedicated to preserving this city, and the only thing that I really get to do is play my lute. That's kind of how I keep my mind off of things, and yeah. So yeah, you're bonding with Davil. So like next up is Rin and Duo. Duo is gonna turn to Rin as you're walking, and like say like, "This is the best bounty hunt ever." I mean, we got captured, we almost got killed, we got teleported, and now we're following some creepy guy down like a dark place with like a torch. I mean, I couldn't have dreamed of a better thing.
Red's like, I mean, if you believe this is the best mission you've been on, buddy, I feel for you. And he like pats Duo on the head.
Yeah. He's like, well, I mean, like, you guys didn't really take me on a lot of the other missions, so I'm assuming this is just how they go. And like, you guys always survive, so like, I have nothing to worry about. I could be fearless. I'm feeling reckless. because I know that like y'all can like always like solve it at the end, like it's always a happy ending. So, I feel like I can really like contribute. So thank you for like helping me to feel like I matter.
And like picks him up. And he's like, "You're welcome, buddy."
Oh wow, give him a hug. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Duo, he definitely hugs you back. And he's like, yeah. So like, when are we gonna kill that guy?
The same breath. Oh my god.
Wow.
We gotta find more information before we take him out, Duo. You have to wait. You can't just go in for the prey right away.
Look, man, I've heard y'all talk so much about like when you find this guy's garage and like what you're gonna do to him. Obviously, he's whispering so that they don't hear him. And like he's like, look, man, I've like heard y'all in the mana just like talking about stuff. I mean, I don't blame you. And like I just want to help you. So I mean, if this guy is like with Zaraj and Zaraj is, I mean, I know I healed him, but I don't really have that much healing. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm just waiting for y'all to just say the word, and I'll do what I can. So, just trust me, Rin. Okay?
Well, if anybody is to take him out, I would suggest it be Celise, because Celise has a history. And if she finds out that you did something like that, she would be very upset because she has been looking for this man for quite a long time.
Yeah, but if I do it, like, she might be proud of me.
I wouldn't do that. She will be more upset than cheating to do it.
I mean, are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I've known Celise for a while.
Like, I feel like if somebody helped me with like a big problem, like I'd be like, thank you for helping me with that problem. Now let's do another problem.
This is not a problem you want to get involved in.
Okay. All right. I'm going to actually why don't you roll persuasion?
Got a 13.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He like looks at you, and he like says, "Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I shouldn't expect like everybody to think the way that like I do, especially because I'm the only one here that's dead. So I have kind of like a unique perspective on things. So yeah. I think you're right, man. I won't rob Celise of that.
Okay. Because we have to keep doing missions together, and I don't want you to get taken out.
Oh yeah.
We do the next one.
Oh yeah. I mean, like we got so much money that like we need to make like to like keep the mana. Like I'm just, I'm just glad that like you're here with me. Actually, do you remember the name that? I think in the questions, like y'all had to name the bounty hunting team. I forgot what it was. Yeah, if someone in the chat can
bounty acquired, I think, or something.
Actually, I think it was bounty acquired because I think I made fun of it for sounding like a Modern Warfare.
That's literally a quote from Warzone. When you pick up a bounty contract, it says bounty acquired.
Wow.
That's probably where I got it from.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So Duo is going to like look at you and say, bounty acquired, right? Bounty acquired. All right. So next, Dahani, I'm assuming that you're walking by yourself, right? Like not like with Zaraj or like with Celise, where you're kind of walking by yourself.
So I'm in between. I'm in between Rin and Duo and Zaraj. So I'm probably just listening to Rin and Duo's conversation and making weird faces.
Yeah, you would hear Rin. You wouldn't hear like Duo because he's kind of like trying to be more like discreet. Mm-hmm. What kind of stuff would you think about as you're walking by yourself in this kind of situation? Like, what kind of stuff would be like running through your mind?
So listening to Rin's side of the conversation, I can probably pick up Duo's side of the conversation, knowing Duo the way that I do. I'm wondering, because the story of Zaraj is not one that Dahani has heard, so Dahani is really curious about this guy, but also has never seen Celise this angry. It's like she kind of want to ask Zaraj questions, but wants to keep all her feathers.
Okay. Okay. All right. That is very, very good. All right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So like you're kind of like trying to resist this like temptation to know more about the background.
And
you know,
probably just kind of like spinning darts between her talons or whatever, just occupying her hands while she's walking.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Okay. All right. I'll say that Zaraj, as he's walking, you know, as I said before, he's definitely labored when he's walking. Like he's not like walking powerfully or stringently. He's, you know, definitely walking probably in pain. You know, like he's able to walk, but he's, you know, definitely looks like he's struggling a bit. So Celeste, do you, as you're walking with him, do you kind of say anything? Do you try to have a conversation, or like are you more just like focused on like I'm not letting this guy out of my sight?
Celeste really doesn't want to talk to him. The only thing she's doing is kind of keeping an eye to see like if he falls over something, and it's any healing or aid she gives is strictly out of necessity. She does, though, while they're walking, is like kind of slip a hand under her armor against her chest to see if she can heal the burn from her ring that kept her from, you know, stabbing Zaraj through the eye.
Yeah, I mean, if at any moment you are feeling like you are about to lose composure, which I assume is going to happen more than once during this thing, you know, like you're definitely going to feel a corresponding like temperature increase on your chest from the ring for sure, and it's going to kind of like, you know, just like remind you of, you know, of like what the issue is at hand. You know,
but she wants to heal the burn that she got earlier.
It's still there. You can heal it, but like I'll say, if you feel like Celeste is still struggling with these emotions, like it's gonna burn again. So you know, so like you heal it, but unless you feel great the rest of the time, like you're gonna get another burn.
Well, this is a bad burn. Like she actually like pulled the ring, like she tugged it off because of how bad the burn was. So this is like impeding her. This isn't like it's uncomfortable. Gotcha. This is like, ow, something is touching my burned skin. I hate life, which isn't helping her mood.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I'll say that like you can heal that then. Yeah. So that, you know, you're in better straits. Okay. Yeah. So that's what happens with you know, as everyone is walking through this thing. As you're talking, you immediately notice that sort of the sound of your voice, like the sounds start to change. Like it sounds like you're hearing more echoes from your voices as you're talking. You know, so you kind of get a sense that you're in a different kind of room, right? Because it almost sounds like it's like you're in like a amphitheater, or like a, you know, in like a place that's designed for sound to be like, you know, like reflected around and that kind of stuff. So like you get a sense that you've transitioned into some kind of place that is much larger.
Okay.
And Davos says, "We're here," and then he like, you know, and I'll say that you've been walking for like a pretty good while. Say maybe like 30 minutes, so I guess, in Waterdeep time. So it's a bit of a walk. And he takes his torch, and like he kind of like lights this like column that is in front of him, and then like instantly you like like not instantly, but like that thing, it like catches fire. It seems like it's linked to like another column that like has a fire on it, and all these torches start to light, and you basically see that you're basically inside of basically what looks like a huge ring of torches that are on fire. So like now you can see that you're like in a very large room that's also circular, and the ceiling is a circular as well. It like looks like that you're inside of a large like cylinder, like you're in a big like Coke can, basically, you know.
Okay.
And the perimeter of it is these flaming torches. In the middle of it is like a davil, and what like you can see is like a table on it with like a fairly large map on it.
Okay.
All right, cool. And then you start to see other members of the shrouded like black network that you kind of saw that like came out when like a Davil did with like Zaraj initially. They start to come out. So like now there's like a room of maybe about 10 or like 20 of them, and like Davil there, and they're all like surrounding this map. Okay. All right. As Zaraj kind of like, as he gets there, because like he's like the last one with like Celeste to like get there because he's walking the slowest. He like says, "I could take it from here, Davil. Our guests were kind enough to heal me, so I could take the rest of this." Davil turns to like a Zaraj like, "So I think I have it. I think you should rest." "No, I got it." So like Davil kind of like steps to the side, and like Zaraj, he like beckons everyone to get a little closer to the map. Assuming you guys get closer, but you don't have to. So do you guys all get closer closer to the map, or like do you kind of?
Yeah, I'll move forward.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody deal with
it because I'm feeling like it's a puzzle, so I'm gonna stay back.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Celeste comes up and she's staring at the map. Can I do a history check to see if I know what the map is of, or is it like on the map of where it is?
It's a map on parchment. You can definitely do a check to see if you recognize any of the places on the map.
Okay, but before I do that, is there like map of Waterdeep like somewhere on there? Okay.
No. This is not a atlas
Hey.
with marked out streets. And
Oh
stuff.
man. All right, I'm gonna do a history check.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
All right, dirty 20. Yeah, so you definitely recognize some places here. You recognize that like one area looks like it is the Great Market of Waterdeep, which you know that you have previously been in. It's not too far from Blackstaff Tower, and it's not too far from where you encountered Vajra and like Reader and all that stuff. You also recognize a area that it like looks like it is the City of the Dead, which is where a Knock Knock is buried. It's the huge graveyard that also has like different like portals to like alternate realms that people used, to like bury their loved ones. There is one part that you don't really recognize. And like you haven't been to every single part of a Waterdeep, so like you can assume that like this is just like a part of the city that like you haven't like personally seen. In the last part, it looks like the area that you were in when you went to see the Castellanters, and you saw that like they were worshiping like a Baphomet, and you saw like Corinne's mother and all that stuff. In the Sea Ward, basically, it's like all these like huge houses and mansions and like all that stuff. So like you like kind of see these like four parts, like they're like separated in their own boxes, on this map.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else want to do any checks?
Jahani will just kind of get the measure of the space, like
Okay.
how high it is, and if there's anything hidden, anything other than people hidden here.
Okay.
Just kind of get the measure of the space that they're in.
Okay. She want to do like an investigation and kind of see.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that was almost good. It was a 14.
Okay. As I said before, you see that there's about 20 of these like shrouded members of the network there. The walls are curved because you're inside of like a cylinder. But they look they look pretty plain. I mean, they're like made of like a gray stone. I mean, it like almost looks like you're like inside of a silo.
Okay.
And as you look up, you like see that the like ceiling is like also made of the same slabs. There are some other slabs that are different colors. It like almost looks like it's like alternating between like gray and brown on the perimeter of the ceiling. But like that's like kind of like the only thing that like you really see. It seems very nondescript.
Okay. How high is this room? Like how high is the ceiling?
It seems pretty high. Like it seems like it's about, let's say, 20 feet.
Okay.
Right. So it's not something you could like reach up and get, but like it's something that like you could fly up and see. You know, if like you wanted to do a closer inspection of it, like you could definitely fly up there.
But I'll just keep that in my back pocket for later.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to do anything like before we hop into?
The map's still out in front of us, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like on this like circular slab that like everyone except Rin and Duo are gathered around, and like you're surrounded by these like torches of fire.
If I want to like analyze the map and I want to check it, is it nature? Because I want to look at like the landscape, or would it just be a raw investigation? Like,
what are you trying to find?
okay, that's a good question.
I mean, if you're trying to find like landmarks or like topography or something, then it would be a nature check. If you're just trying to see like what is this, because you're not. I mean, I'll say you would be familiar with Waterdeep somewhat as a merchant. Like you probably like scouted out like what's the best place to sell stuff, but probably not well enough to like know it from a map view.
For sure. Then yeah, I'll just do raw investigation. I think like just to gain a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Ooh.
I see the world in this map.
Yeah, I know. It just lifts up and rotates in 3 dimensions.
And a billion dragons fall onto it.
Okay. With the nat 20, you kind of look around and you see that most of the 20 or so other Black Network people are all like you're like following their eyes, and they're all like seem like they're looking at a particular spot, and it like looks like that they're looking at that square that has the mansions on it. I will say you're probably not that familiar with that area, but
Sure, yeah.
But you can tell that like they're like houses and that they have a lot of space in between them and that they're large. So like you can surmise that that these are probably like either huge businesses or very wealthy like houses.
Okay.
And you can also see that like there are some markings on that area. They're like very faint markings, but they don't exist on the other 3 parts of the map.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna sit on that information.
Okay.
Or at least just until there's a point where I can talk to the rest of the group about it without these guys watching us.
These guys.
These guys, these tough guys. Yeah.
Okay. Rin, is there anything that you want to try to do or talk to Duo, who is itching to talk to you about something? He's kind of like,
Yeah, let's talk to Duo because I feel like he is up to something. We gotta check it before he's over.
We gotta exhaust all these conversation paths before we advance.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Hey, there's a lot of guys here. I don't know if we can get out of this. So should we try to do like a preemptive thing?
A preemptive strike? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
With what? With who? With what weapons?
Well, I have some things. I have some things. I mean, they took my bag of weapons, but I still have some things.
Why do you want to attack people so bad? We already almost went to jail because I was trying to do that and that got messed up, and now you still want to attack people. I'm trying to be on the good side of history right now.
Yeah, but that was like a townsperson. Like these are clearly like people that are doing some stuff, and like you said, just something that Celeste, doesn't think too kindly of Zaraj. So I agree. I won't attack like a Zaraj, but like this like weird like Davil guy, like he like just seems like strange.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you no, but I'm also not gonna tell you yes. So whatever decision you make that is not Zaraj, I will not stop you from doing it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So what Dabble does is he like begins to talk, but like Azraj says, as I said, Dabble, I'm feeling a little better. I can handle this. So like Azraj, he like points at this house, and he basically says, lately, like we've noticed a lot of activity amongst the wealthy members of Waterdeep. We know that you previously infiltrated the castle enters, but like we haven't seen them in like a very long time. We also saw that that like the Never Embers also were there, but I believe they might not be in the city anymore because we haven't seen them in like a while. But there is a house here, and there's a house that we've not been able to gain entry to, and we believe that this is where the individual that we have not been able to identify who like goes around in like a massive cloak that like we also saw entering your banner. We've seen him go in and out of this house like numerous times, but the problem is like this house doesn't have any doors to it. We do not know how he's gaining interest into it, but this is where we need to go. And I don't want to take all of my people with me because they still need to watch on like other areas of the city. So the plan is me. Well, now me because I'm feeling better. Me, Davil, and the rest of you go and like infiltrate this place. We see if we can find this person, and we take him out.
Celeste just stares at the map for a minute. She looks at Zaraj. You mean the cloak guy that let us into the house where you were held? That had the watch that I'm wearing that he really, really wants? That one?
Wait, what? He
Celeste,
let you into here?
Yeah, so Celeste just holds up her wrist. This watch, he wants it back really bad because our little kobold friend stole it from him. But I could only enter the house when it was on the 6 o'clock, and it showed a copy of my shield. Something about this watch and that guy is probably how he's getting in and out of this house.
Not familiar with this watch. Can I see it?
No.
Okay, understood. But do you know how it works? Like you mentioned that you were able to enter here with the 6.
He did
Alright.
something, and once it was 6 o'clock, both on this watch and on something he did on the wall, I was the only one that could enter that house you were in. And the more I think about it, I wonder if it was a trip.
Well, don't forget, there's also the clock in the manor with the 3 o'clock symbol on it that Duo is on.
And we saw how Duo was acting in the manor, and every day repeated. So something is happening with this watch and that cloaked man.
Well, if you have his watch, maybe we can find a way to maybe instead of going to him, maybe he can come to us. If you say that he let you into here, maybe we can.
Jahani's gonna look at Duo. How did you get into the house?
I ran through a wall.
Can you be more specific, please?
Okay. So bounty acquired. We're like going through the streets. We were unjustly arrested. And then that like guy with the cloak, like he showed up, and he sort of pointed to a wall. He mentioned that like we need to like go through like the wall. He like put a clock on the wall. I ran through the wall, and then I ended up with y'all.
Did you happen to notice what the clock said before you ran through the wall?
Yeah, like it almost looked like he was like turning it with his hands, and then like it was like about 3. It was like about 3 o'clock.
Okay, and then at 3 o'clock, you ran through the wall, and then you found us in the house.
Yeah, it was like really weird. I didn't really find y'all. I kind of just like once I was in front of a wall, then I was in front of y'all. Like I kind of didn't, I didn't have to find y'all. I just appeared.
Okay. And so I'm assuming bounty acquired is you and Rin?
I mean, of course.
Okay. Rin, how did you get to the house?
Oh, which house? I just...
The house, I pulled you through time and space.
Oh.
Did you also run into a wall?
There was a wall, and we were like kind of skeptical of it because we thought it was magic. But then I put my hand through it, and I felt your hand touching me and pulling me through. It's some weird dude was telling us about it.
Did he also put a clock on the wall for you?
There was a clock, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what the clock said?
The memory's a little foggy on that one.
Well, we have connections as Jahani begins to pull out paper and write stuff down.
Nice. Yeah, like Jahani, she pulls out her Rook and the Raven.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like her Waterdeep official Rook and Raven that she probably bought from Gazrick.
Yeah, he was selling it, and it was really good paper stock, y'all. I just had to.
It's pretty good. A bit of a side note. Is there anyone here that's like really into like paper? Like you go to Paper Source or those kind of stores? Like, okay, so when I was shopping for wedding invitations, they were going over like all the like weights in stock and stuff. Is that like? I felt like it was BS. So I felt like they were like that like it was like a game, because to me there's like regular paper, and there's like resume paper, and that's it. Like that is the existence of paper. That is the entire existence of paper.
No, there's so much more paper, and
I mean, like they were running down all these options, and I was sitting there like, how do you expect me to know if I get like 10 different weights of paper? Like, am I gonna pick up a invitation like, wow, I'm really glad they picked the paperweight 2 instead of paperweight 4. Otherwise, like my hand will be pinned to the ground. If I try to pick up this thing, or it's gonna float away. I don't know.
There's so much to paper.
Okay, after the show, we will have a paper discussion.
No. No.
I was completely bewildered by.
Don't even get us started on card stock. You know, we won't even stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I just was able to understand. Like I remember when like mechanical pencils like first came out, you could buy your own lead. Mm-hmm. I can understand now pencil weights because I can like actually tell when I'm right. I can make that connection for some reason. Paper weights. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah. Sorry guys. just felt like I needed to get that out. All right, so as you guys are talking, you start to hear some activity. Like it sounds like some you like hear like some kind of like small grunts, like poof, poof. And every time you hear that grunt, like you hear something like almost sounds like it falls to the ground. And you like hear this like repeatedly, but it sounds like it's coming from like a area that's like from the tunnel that you came in from. So it's not in the big cylinder that you're in, but it sounds like it's like coming from there.
Okay.
So it's like hoof, boom, hoof, boom, hoof, boom.
All right. So either someone's practicing or someone's fighting.
Yeah. I'd like to investigate.
Okay. All right. Do you want to roll that, or like actually go over there?
No, I mean both.
Okay. Sure.
That is a 13 as I go that way.
Okay. Okay. As you go over, you definitely, as you get closer, you know that the sound that these make sounds really heavy. Like it could be like people falling. Like it sounds like either heavy furniture or people falling. And you notice that you hear the grunt and then you hear the sound immediately. So it almost sounds like something happening to it, and then that thing is falling to the ground.
Somebody's not pivoting.
I know that they're getting called for traveling.
Oh my god.
So I'll say this sounds heavier than like footsteps.
Yes, absolutely heavier than footsteps.
Yeah, I will mention that to everybody in the room, that whatever's going on, I'm not going to go too much further into the hallway, but whatever is happening sounds heavier than footsteps.
Okay.
Celeste is just annoyed at this point. She didn't get to kill Zaraj, and now there's like random fighting or heavy bags going on in the direction they came from. So she's actually going to pull out her sword and shield and go back that way.
Okay. All right. So like you're going into the tunnel?
I'm going into the tunnel. Like I'm not going to charge right in, but I'm going to go in and see what I can see instead of just like, that's a noise. Oh well.
Okay. All right. I'll say immediately when you go past like Dahani, you see, because like it's not that well lit, but like you can kind of see sparks that like seem like they're like the result of like the flashes from like weapons.
Okay.
And you see, well, I'll say you can't really see, but you can sense that there are a large group of people running in your direction. So they're running like toward you.
Okay. All right. I get into a ready stance, and whatever's running at me, they can come at me, bro.
Okay. All right. And I'll say like a Dahani, because you're close, you see her get into a ready stance.
Okay. I will yell back, hey, we've got company. Zaraj, is this, like, were you expecting company?
Yes, I set up a dinner party. No, I wasn't expecting company. No, he didn't say that. Wow. Yeah, so so him and like a Davil, they like see Celise get in the Reddy's hands as well. They like also hear this stuff, and they basically say, "Defensive positions now." Um, and they kind of look around, and they notice that a lot of those Black Network people that were around them, um, had gone over into the tunnel. And so like there's still a few left in there, but like not that many. Celise, because you are up front, you see just these they kind of look like actually let me bring up the description here. So like the tunnel, it's a fairly large tunnel. So like it can like fit kind of like large objects, and you basically see these what is coming in like a front. You see like one head that looks like it's like just like has this large mane, and it's like this large grayish thing that's kind of like lumbering its way down like the tunnel toward you. And then as it kind of pivots, you see a second head. Also looks like kind of like blondish hair, but like the heads kind of have like different colors on them. Like there's one with like a reddish kind of tint, and there's one with like a bluish tint. And this thing is like lumbering down the tunnel, and it is pretty much charging for you at full speed.
Okay. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. And I'll say that this thing is big enough and loud enough at like this point that like everybody is aware that you see it coming towards Celise.
So when Zaraj said defensive positions, because Dahani is used to like stuff like that, the instant he said that, she went up.
Okay. All right.
So,
all right.
like, because she wasn't standing in the corridor, so as soon as she heard defensive position, she's like, "Well, the best place to defend something is from above." So there I go.
Sure.
All right.
Great. Ren, what are you doing? Because like you're kind of standing off to the side. Do you kind of turn around and prepare for this thing that you see now, or how are you like positioning?
Is Duo next to me, right, or near me?
Huh?
Okay. So
He's still next to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Duo. I was like, you know what, Duo, this is your chance to you want to attack people. You will go do that, and I will be on the sidelines cheering you on. And if you need any help, let me know.
Oh, okay. So like you are. So like you're on the sideline. Yeah. So like you're convincing Duo to go in, but like you are not going in.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the side because I want him to like get his bloodlust out, so he can stop trying to kill everybody that we meet. So to go after someone who's actually gonna attack us. So I want him
Okay. All right.
so important.
Okay. You don't even have to roll because like he's like okay.
I'll yell encouragement words.
Okay.
This time.
And how do you want to position yourself, Gazrick?
So I guess I kind of put myself a little bit behind Celise, and I want to prep a spell as I see this thing charging at us, but I don't know if that happens.
We are about to roll initiative.
So that makes sense. Okay, cool.
So yeah, so everybody except Ren, because he is on the sidelines, roll initiative.
Wow.
It's a 4.
Okay.
19 for me.
14.
Okay. And Duo got a 8. And I'll also roll for Zaraj and Davil. Wait, that was Dahani with the 4.
No, Gazrick with the 4. Dahani had a 19, right?
Gazrick with the 4. Sorry. Gazrick with the 4. Dahani with the 19. Celise with the 14. And Duo. And then Zaraj Ooh, a net 20 for Davil.
Wow.
And then for our creature, let's roll for this guy as well. 18.
Mysterious creature.
Mysterious two-headed creature.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. So, so Davil, he is first. So I actually bring up this sheet here. All right. So he sees this thing coming toward Celeste. He pulls out a bow and arrow. And he tries to do a range attack because he's obviously he's like still by this like map in the middle of the thing. So like he tries to pull out a bow and arrow. And let's roll for Davil. Okay, so he hits with a 19. Yeah, let's roll damage for him. 8. All right, so he takes off 9 points of damage. So like he kind of ducks behind the slab, but like he like peeks out just enough to like let that arrow loose. So Celeste, because your back is to him, because you're facing this like a creature, you don't know that he's doing this. All of a sudden, you see an arrow fly over your head.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and like it like gets this creature right in one of the heads, right
Nice.
right in the red head. Kind of like hits him in like a chin. But this creature is pretty big, so like he definitely takes the hit and feels it. But he's still going.
All right.
Sweet. Okay, so after that is Dahani.
Okay.
Since you have your aerial knowledge of what's going on.
So I'm gonna follow suit. I'm gonna pull out my longbow.
Okay.
And fire 2 shots.
Nice. Do you get any bonuses in the air or anything?
No.
If you do anything in the air?
Nope.
Okay. I will say since you're in the air and the creature is looking forward, I'll give you advantage on the shot. Because it's almost like a sneak attack kind of almost. So
I'll take it.
Say that, yeah.
So the first hit, are you giving me advantage on both the hits or just the first one?
On the first one, because
Okay.
like after you hit him once, he's going to be aware of where
Right.
you are.
Okay, so that first one is a 24 to hit,
Okay.
and the
That
second
hits.
one is a 21.
That hits.
So I'm going to use my Kensei ability, because I am a Kensei monk, to do an additional 1d4 of damage on each of these shots
Nice.
for a total. 22 plus 5 is 27. 27 points of damage from 2 shots.
Ooh, nice. Can you describe these shots to me?
So they are Legolas style in quick succession.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
there's the knock, and then there's the second knock, and then like they both kind of like fire at the same time, and one arrow in each like I guess each cheek is what I want. or like the like the cheek of one head and then like the cheek of the other head.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. So as this creature gets cheeked, gets cheeked up when he turns the other cheek, gets an arrow in both of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is 27's a lot. So like he's definitely feeling this a lot more than like the Davil's arrow. So like this actually stops the creature's like momentum.
Nice.
So like
I'll look down at Davil and I'll give him like a wink and like level out. So I'll be level with the tunnel, but I'll still be airborne.
Mhm.
And
you give him a wink.
yeah, like, hey, I can do this too, but I'm better.
So you are Legolas then.
Wow.
You are Legolas, like for real.
Wow.
Wow. You know, you're gonna start like counting all your kills.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except for so. Okay, cool. Yeah. So like this creature stopped its like momentum, and like now it's like trying to get these arrows out of its cheek. So it's like a little occupied now because it's definitely in pain. All right. Next is the creature. So like it's like shaking these things. Yeah. It wrote a 18. Because Celise is the closest, it's gonna swing for Celise.
Great.
So it is carrying two very large weapons, a battle axe and a morning star.
Okay.
Yeah, because like this thing is pretty big. It's gonna swing with the battle axe first.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know, I know what Celise's AC is, but because of the for the crowd, does a 12 hit you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Lol.
So it does have a second attack with the Morning Star, so it's also going to swing with the Morning Star. All right. Does a 26 hit you?
Sadly, yes. But I do have dodge. Can I dodge from this creature?
Can you use dodge like that? Can you like?
I don't know actually.
Yeah, have LaTia, have you used dodge before in your games? Because I haven't used it.
So
is this something you can use in response to like when another creature is attacking?
Some classes can, but generally you have to take a reaction. I mean, an action on your turn to dodge.
Okay.
That's what I thought. I thought it was almost like a hold, like you got to say it first.
Okay. Well, never mind then. I'll take my hit.
I mean, because it's the first time we've ever done it, I'll say that you can do it. But
Are
the
you
next
sure?
time, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
game.
Why not?
All right.
No, I just wanted to know the official way, and then I'll throw that way away.
Okay. The rules.
Yeah. So no, just so everybody knows, though, like the next time, if you want to do a dodge, you kind of have to actually like have a turn and then say I'm holding an action for a dodge the next turn, and then you'll be able to dodge. Okay. All right. So tell me. All right. So like I'll say for the battle axe hit, you know, it like lunges forward with like its right arm where the battle axe is. It swings and it comes down with the battle axe, but it just is too short. You know, like it thinks that it has enough range, but those cheek arrows are really bothering it. So like it's like swing is like a little bit off. So it slams in front of the ground in front of you. So it tries to come around with the left hand and the Morning Star. Tell me how you dodge it. Is that kind of doing like a horizontal swipe? So it's like how to.
So like over my head or like at me?
It's more going for your head. Like it's more going for like the top half of your body. It's like a large enough weapon that it can kind of hit the top half of your body. So how does Celise dodge it?
She does like almost like a backward slide, and she's like as she kind of jukes back, she pulls up her sword. So if it does happen to hit her, it can bounce off the sword instead of her head.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Yes. Awesome. Sweet. Okay. All right. Next is. Next is Duo.
What did Duo get?
Oh wait, no. So sorry. Next is Zaraj. I meant. All right. So like Zaraj, you know, he when he went to join you guys, he does not have his normal massive bow with his massive arrows. And he probably actually can't really do anything with it because even though he can walk, he's still pretty like belabored. So he's actually gonna take Davil's bow and try to use that. But he is not used to using regular sized bows. Like he's used to using his like one huge bow. So I'm actually going to give him disadvantage because he's like kind of like he's like fumbling around with this like regular sized bow. He's like, what? What is this toy?
Wow.
So let's roll disadvantage for him. Let's roll double d20. And oh wow, he still rode pretty well. So like he rolled a 17 with disadvantage, pretty good, which does hit this thing. So like he like fumbles around for like a bit, but like he does eventually gain his like a composure, lets off a arrow, and let's see the damage. Oh, almost rolled a D100 by mistake. No, don't want that.
100 damage.
Yeah.
I mean,
1,000 damage.
A short fight.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's like when like you're playing an RPG and you go back to like the first world and just start destroying all the enemies with one hit. I'm gonna take out those chocobos really easily. Yeah, so he only did 4 damage because again he's using a bow that he's not that like used to. So like the arrow doesn't really go in like that much. So this like it like hits a creature in like the chest, but the creature doesn't even seem to notice. It like looks down and it kind of like but like it doesn't really look like it's in pain in the same way that like Tahani's arrows put it in pain. All right.
Wonderful.
Cool. All right, so now we go to Duo. Duo, he sees this huge thing. He sees kind of the damage that y'all have done to it. He's not about that life. He's going to disengage and use his action to move as close to Rin as possible because Rin is sort of like away from the fight on the sidelines, and Duo is going to retreat and get close to Rin and kind of cower behind Rin's legs. He's kind of like hiding behind her legs at this point. As you persuaded him into battle, and then he realizes, well, I mean, I thought it was something smaller. I thought it was like a regular thing I could just stab, So he that is his action. So he is removed from the fight. Well, unless Rin wants to enter Rin in initiative, if Rin gets some gumption at any time to help his friend.
I'm going to try to get Duo back out there. He's been wanting to do all this stuff all this time. He can't run at this second.
Yeah, I can imagine Duo, he's like running toward you and you like grab his head and try to turn him and push him back in.
Grab him by the snout.
Yeah, grab him by the snout and just turn him around. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that is a Duo's action. So we are back up to Dagger.
You forgot somebody.
You forgot.
You forgot about me.
And 2 actually.
No, that was I was reacting to the creature. It wasn't. I never got my actual turn.
I thought I did do your turn. Oh,
and Gasser had
and
a 4.
Oh right. Okay.
Wow.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna order this in the numerical order. That will probably help me. My bad.
Wow.
That's all good.
Yeah, thank you.
Please get advantage on her attack.
Hey,
Right?
We get it. We're crushing this challenge you put up. You want to cheat a little to make sure it's hard. Like, I understand.
Wow.
No. This is just DM struggle. That is what that is. Yeah, so like Celeste was supposed to go before Duo, so we're gonna kind of retroact it, and right after this thing tried to swing, and like a Celeste dodges, we're gonna go to Celeste. And
so I'm gonna actually, since I get 2 attacks, I'm going to do 1 attack with my sword, and depending on how that works out, I'm going to follow it up with like a cap attack with my shield.
Okay. All right. For sure.
All right, dice. And since you forgot me, I'm taking advantage.
I will not say. I will not say you take advantage.
Wow.
But I will say that. Yeah, because I made a mistake. It happens, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, it actually worked out anyway because I did get a dirty 20 on my attack anyway.
Yeah, I probably would have gave you advantage if you rolled low. Just so you know. But okay. All right, so that's your first attack, right?
Yes, so my first attack hit, and then I gotta see what I use for my shield. Is it just unarmed strike? Because I actually don't have my shield in my...
Yeah, unless you have a melee thing. Yeah, you can just use unarmed strike.
Okay, so the first attack with my sword did hit, and this is my unarmed strike with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 23.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, so that's a D4 and a D8. Where are you dice? So 7. So it's 10 damage. But it's like that 1-2 hit of like sword and then shield, like if Cap was attacking.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Do you want to describe it or just leave it at that?
Well, you're like after she's realized that this creature didn't manage to hit her, she like comes around with the sword or with her shield since it's already up, and then follows up with like a cut with her sword.
Ooh, nice. And you know what? I will also say that because Celise her anger was doubled by the fact that she realized that the DM forgot her turn.
Wow.
I'm gonna say that you did double damage. So we will give you 20 points of damage.
Woohoo!
Because Celise was like, what?
How dare.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And Gosrick.
Yes. Yeah.
And poor Gosrick.
Yeah. So the good news is that Gosrick would actually be last. So I kind of didn't really, I forgot, but by going back up to the top, I meant go to Gosrick.
For sure.
So tell me what you want to do.
I just want to make a quick perception check on this monster to see how beat up it's become over this like initial round.
You can. It might take. It'll be an action though.
I can't just look at it to see. Is it like pretty bloody?
I mean, we're in initiative, so I mean, you've seen other people attack. It's definitely hurting for sure.
Then I will cast slow on it.
Okay.
Basically, you alter time around up to 6 creatures of your choice. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. An affected creature's speed is halved. It takes -2 penalty on armor class and dexterity saving throws, and it can't use reactions. Then it has to either choose to do an action or a bonus action. It can't do both, and it can't attack twice. It can only attack once. So yeah, I want to cast slow on it.
How long does that last? For like one turn or like
up to a minute?
Okay.
It's a concentration spell though.
So the moment you can't move.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow.
So yeah, and I mean, it also has to. It has to fail.
Is there a saving throw?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's a wisdom saving throw. The DC is 17.
Okay. Now this creature, because it has 2 heads, has advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Interesting.
Can
I target each head individually? And this might be some shenanigans.
So like you want to target each one individually?
Because I can target up to 6 creatures. So can I target like?
I see. Each head is a separate creature.
Each head is a separate creature.
I'll tell you this. I will say again, because I forgot your turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will remove the advantage from the creature's roll. Cool. How about that?
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't want you to be like, well, can I track each body part as a separate creature?
I'll track each limb.
Each limb as a separate creature. All right. So let's roll. Wisdom for guy. All right. So he rolled a wisdom 14, which does not pass.
Awesome.
All right.
And so what I think it looks like is Gasrick just like kind of blows into his hands, like, and then slaps them on the ground, and you see like sort of a trail of ice travel forward, and then kind of like make the creature frostbitten, where suddenly there's like kind of like all over his movement, so it's like slow and becoming icy.
Nice. Yeah, yes. So like, as it's still reeling from Selisa's hits, as it's reeling, it like starts to slow down and it's reeling, and it's kind of it's not like completely frozen, but you can see it clearly, like, in like slow motion almost. As it gets like even more like bluer, and like there's like little icicles that start to form on both heads. Which according to like Gasser, you're like two separate creatures.
Right. I mean, it's two brains, right?
I mean, we don't know.
We don't know. And so the big things I just want to remind you is -2 to AC, and then
only one attack, and it
only
can't
one
react.
attack, and it can't. It either has to do an action or a bonus action. So those are the major points. But yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's a cool spell. Cool spell.
That was great.
All right. Now now we go up to the top, but I know we're running short on time. So actually, I think we're gonna end here. So we'll start next one in this battle, because this thing is not dead yet. But y'all did put some great damage on it. Well, everybody except Ren and Duo. Put some great damage on it. But Ren is managing the fight. Because I can imagine like you're cheering, like you're like, hey,
Oh my god!
Great dodge, exactly. You got pom poms out, like you're doing routines.
Oh my god! Ren is like Yuffie or Yuffie, however you say it.
So we are going to end there. If in the chat you have any questions for our characters or for any of the NPCs that showed up, make sure to type question in the chat and then what your question is. So that is for Celeste, for Dahani, for Gazric, for Rin, for Duo, for Zaraj, for Davil Starsong, for this like two-headed creature. For one of the random Black Network shrouded people that were getting massacred in the tunnel, or for, even though the cloaked individual like was not in this episode, you can ask them as well. So make sure to ask that, and we will answer as well as we can.
Give us your questions.
I don't like to end in like initiative, but I also didn't want to rush that fight, because y'all was some really creative stuff. That was actually pretty cool. Like it was like definitely it felt like I saw in the that it's like the Final Fantasy thing. It did feel like kind of like stuff. So cool stuff. Question, Duo, if you're dead, what do you have to worry about in a fight? Good question. He's like, well, one thing I've learned in my afterlife is that even though you can't die, you still want to like act like you can die, because otherwise it freaks people out. Like if everybody knows I'm like immortal, like they might not want to hang out with me, or they might not bring me on adventures, because they're like, oh well, of course you're gonna win. You're like already dead. So like you got to kind of play a part, Like I still want to be a part of like people's lives. I still want to run the mana, So like you kind of got to act like like you are a certain way. And like I'm not lying. I mean, if anybody asks I'm dead, I tell them I'm dead. But I also don't come out and say like, hey, I'm Duo, I'm dead. Like it's something that like you don't introduce yourself with. Only your like close friends know. All right, that is.
Question for Rin. Why is it so important as a parent to let Duo solve his own conflicts?
Well, I don't know whose parent duo is.
Right?
I don't have a child.
I was like,
But as a friend to Duo, I think it's important that he feels important. But sometimes, you gotta have that extra kick in the butt to be like, hey, watch what you're doing, because he can get a little wild, as we have seen in the past. So,
Well, I will say you were very successful in preventing him from randomly trying to stab someone, because trust me, Duo would have done it if you did not persuade him.
yeah, I'm sure.
And I kept bringing that up because I was definitely going to have him go run and try to
Oh my
stab someone.
God.
So you were being parental, like you were Duo is starting to see you as
Oh, wow.
as a surrogate dad.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Jesus.
So keep that in mind.
Lord.
oh boy. Oh
Keep
boy.
that in mind when he
Oh, okay.
comes up to you and starts asking you for permission to do things.
Jesus.
You know,
You
Okay.
did this.
But he might throw a tantrum like a true like a true kid. So you never know. Okay, cool. Yeah. So like we have a little bit less questions than usual, but that's fine. You guys don't have to ask questions. We could talk about paperweights for the last 5
No.
minutes.
No,
No.
no, it's
I'm
fine.
telling y'all, if y'all ever shop for like invitations, I'm telling you, they will try to confuse you with all these options.
Can't be confused by paper if you don't have to send invitations. That's what email is for.
Look,
No, that big paper doesn't want you to know about email. Right? You gotta be careful.
that's true.
Big
has been
paper?
hiding.
Big paper's out there, I read about it on QAnon. I'm aware. I'm in it.
That's true.
I'm just ending the stream. I'm done.
I have a question.
Yes.
No, there's a question for Dahani.
Oh,
can
yes,
you tell
yes.
us more about your notebook and what it's made of, and also the pen? I use the Waterdeep version of a Moleskine watercolor notebook. It's thicker paper so that it doesn't crease with the paint, and I just use a simple graphite pencil with paint. It's nothing special. I need something that is easy for the talons to hold. So just simple graphite, and then my paintbrushes are standard, like, I don't know, horsehair paintbrushes.
Oh, okay.
The
Horsehair.
the paintbrush ends anyway. The other ends are very stabby. But yeah, that's what I use.
Okay. Nice.
And then
Yeah.
I assume Waterdeep just has like canvas if I want to paint something bigger.
Oh yeah. You can get some canvas from the market. Gazrick might have some. I don't know. He seems
Okay,
to
Gazrick might have some canvas.
sell everything. That man is a Amazon Prime. He basically has it all. So
It's mainly
all right.
a lot of plant.
Wait, there's
Yeah.
one more question, and I really like it. Gazrick, what is more important, the greater good or the greater goods?
Ooh.
The real
Deep
question,
question.
is, why is it a dichotomy? Why cannot both be the same?
Ooh.
Spoken like a true businessman.
Salesman, yes.
Trying to hedge himself and not pick one thing or the other.
Oh yeah.
Trying to profit from both sides of the equation. Clearly bought out by big paper.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely, 100%.
Wow.
They got a strong lobby.
All right, cool. So I think it's all the questions. Let's go around and everybody talk about what they are up to and their social medias and all that stuff. Starting with Tanya.
You can find me everywhere as Cypher of Tyr. In addition to being here today, later on I'll be playing Aegon over Bard and Barbarian. Words are hard. And it's a Greek mythology setting, and our friend Diana is the DM or the storyteller. And then actually a lot of RPG in my future this week. Wednesday, over at my channel, B-Dave and I are making good on our promise during D&D Block Party to run the Infernal Goose campaign. So it'll be me, B-Dave, Gabe Hicks, Urban Bohemian, Critical Bard, and Quiddy is going to join us for
Ooh.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
So 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern at my channel. So yeah, it'll be a hellishly good time if you'll allow me that pun. And then Saturday, Dungeon Crossing, in case you didn't see it. I'm doing a new thing with Gary Whitta, which came out of me visiting on Animal Talking, which is playing D&D in Animal Crossing. And a friend of mine in the chat, Urban Bohemian, is part of that group. So I made up my Animal Crossing basement to be a D&D room. The first session is on both my YouTube and Gary Whitta's YouTube. And it'll be this time, but next Saturday, the 25th. So both Gary and I are going to squad stream, and the whole conceit is to teach new people how to play D&D, but make it Animal Crossing. So yeah, it's a little bit of learning, and it's a lot of fun. And we're going to teach Gary's character that there are consequences to being a murder hobo. so yes, yeah, but both my channel and Gary Whitta's channel, everything is ciphered here. So follow on Twitter, say hi, and hopefully our party will get out of the inn next Saturday.
My favorite part is when you were going through backstories, and Gary, he's like a like screenwriter, and has done a lot of stuff. He shared his backstory, and everybody was like, "Whoa!"
I wish you could have seen my face. Because when I said it escalated quickly, it was like the "everything is fine" gif. That's where my brain was.
Yeah, absolutely. Check it out. It was great. I believe it's on both yours and Gary's, like the streams, like the video on demand. So yeah.
Yep.
Check it out for sure. It's a great time. All right, Brandon.
Hi everybody. I'm Brandon Stennis. I played Ren Leodon today. You can find me on Twitter at IamBrandonTV, or you can find me on Twitch at I Am Brandon. There's a lot going on. There's a lot. But yeah, you'll most likely will be seeing me in some YouTube series coming up soon.
Ooh.
So just kind of look out for that. We're filming some stuff this week, so hopefully we'll be out in 2 weeks. So we'll see. Other than that, I mean, there's just a lot going on. I can't even get my mind around it. But yeah, just follow me on Twitter. You'll see it out there.
Okay. All right. Sweet. A lot going on. The tease from Mr. Stennis. All right. Cool. LaTia.
Me. You can find me everywhere at LaTia Bryant. I don't think I have anything happening this week aside from the occasional stream on my own channel at twitch.tv/LaTia Bryant. So I announce those a couple hours before they happen. So if you're around, come and watch me play some Final Fantasy or some Ooblets or whatever I feel like playing that day, because I don't play games and streaming is my opportunity to play more of them. So yeah. It was mentioned that we are doing a thing for Gen Con. I am running the game for Gen Con.
Yeah.
I do not know what I'm running, but it's going to be fun.
Just don't forget the order of initiative like I did. You'll be fine.
Celeste goes first always? Okay. And that is me.
Cool. Yes, and our Gen Con game is at 2:30 Central on the August 2nd.
Yes.
All right. Masood.
Yeah. Hey guys, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Maroodboy, MAHRUDEBOI. When I'm not here with the rivals, you can catch me on Tuesday nights with Indoor Recess playing Mythic Odysseys of Theros on this channel. And yeah, it's a dang good time. If you haven't spent time in that world, please do. It's very fun. And then on Thursdays, you can actually see me with Indoor Recess on our own channel, doing a series that we like to call Once Upon a Game, where we're like delving into narrative-driven, story-driven games. And I'm playing Undertale for the first time as I'm going through it. And it's experience, and it's breaking me in the right ways. So please come and watch. And then Wednesday nights in the future, in the coming weeks, I'm going to be running a game on my own personal channel, a Balak Bayan game, which is a tabletop role-playing game inspired by cyberpunk and also Filipino folklore. We're going to be doing it with Chicago's oldest all-Asian comedy ensemble, Stir Friday Night. So just sort
That's
of
great.
bring them on there. It's great. We got notable alum, including Danny Pudi and Stephen Yoon. That's the boilerplate I'm required to say every time I mention them.
For
but
sure.
yeah, come on by, keep an eye out, and of course follow on Twitter to see when all that stuff will be going live.
That's awesome.
That's great. And I'm Shareef Jackson, being your DM. You can find all my stuff at shareefjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com, or Shareef Jackson on all social networks. In addition to the Gen Con panel, I'm also doing another panel there called Creating Your GM's Favorite Character on August 1st at noon. And also wanted to thank everyone last week for attending the University of Pitt, the discussion I had about the play She Kills Monsters. Would absolutely recommend this to everyone. It is an incredible story about the power of a tabletop gaming and connecting to family members by using it. It's funny, it's smart, it's a very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Check out that play, and if you want to see the actual a discussion of the YouTube, I will post that again on the Rivals channel and on my channel as well. All right, well, that's it. Thank you all so much, and we will see y'all next week.
All right.
Peace out.
And in case you missed it, I'm going to play us out on our new intro video. So enjoy and see you next week.